Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode on my vanilla Minecraft server. And I've been very busy. I've updated the map since I started over here. Let's start with this over here. We'll get to the thing on my left in a little bit. Back here, I haven't added onto the wall any, but firstly I've finished the roof, which I think I can't remember if I had that done, that part of the roof done in our last episode or not. But I also have finished up our observation platforms all the way up. And they run around and go and toss the food in, it doesn't stick, and off they go. All the way down to here. And you can hear the carts going, and I put in an access hatch for all of this. Forgot about that. Can't actually see all of them, but I'm pretty confident they're going. Alright. So we've got that part done. And then you can kind of see what I've been working on for the last several days. Over here. I had to improve the intake because it wasn't keeping up, like, at all. That's also why over there, there's no wraparound for it to feed back in, but over here there is, because of the volume of stuff that you get from it. As in, this is from less than 10 minutes of runtime. Now, I got it built first, and then the rates were really bad. Mostly because there was lots of stuff already spawned in and other things taking up the mob cap. But I have since, I finished this, gone ahead and lit everything up, and it's pretty decent. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see this, but it's slab floor. Those are all hoppers. This is the whole size of the monument itself. This block of water has to be at that height because that's actually outside of the bounding box for the monument. And then I've just got 4 blocks of it's flowing water, which the guardians will spawn in, and then fence gates at the bottom. With this particular design, one of the things I had in mind for it is for it to be as cheap as possible. Because I can. I did have to put glass across the tops of these, I get words. I did have to put glass across the top of the water sources, simply because one of the flaws in this design is that they can swim up, which means they could theoretically get out. So I put glass over it to keep them from doing that. And this one lever turns on everything all at once. It goes over here, and this is just sticky pistons with slime blocks, a redstone block, and then below that there's redstone dust, a block, piston, all the way down to the bottom, which turns on and off our item elevators. And I've got a whole bunch of them, and even though it's all tied to the same lever, I've never seen items left over down below. And then up here, it actually inverts the signal up at the top. And then all these pistons have to be powered, so that way they're down, and that's how we turn the farm off. And let me turn this on. There's going to be a very large, massive lag spike when I hit this lever. But lag. And there they are. Splat, splat, splat. I used both my accounts and I went through and lit it up. Theoretically, right here should be the best spot to be for spawnage, because all the caves are lit up that way. But it does work really nicely, actually. Yeah. I'm glad to know my design actually works. That's the main thing that I was concerned about. Basically, I saw in amongst all these items going up in the save files that I had for the other farm, there were a couple of different designs of these large farms from Nenbon, and he had one with pistons, but it used way more pistons than this does. And I wanted to try to not use that much pistonage. Also, there's a couple of ways to improve the efficiency of this thing. The main one that I know of from watching all the testing videos is to go ahead and replace all these walls in the middle. All that, replace it with redstone blocks. Now, you can't replace the blocks on the piston faces with redstone blocks because of quasi-connectivity. It would never depower. But it does work. Which, interestingly enough, I believe that's some of what's going on here when these pistons are powered. These ones over here are technically bed-powered. I just ran the blocks because it makes I went ahead and read both rows of blocks because it makes it that much easier to go ahead and place the pistons. Plus, it lets me light it so that nothing will spawn up here. While I was building this, I did test it, and the item elevator over there, I was worried about it being too far away for the items to make it to the storage system, but from what I could tell, everything makes it all the way, even from over here. Nothing fancy. One of the downsides to this setup, though, is, as you can see over here, the stone bricks are supposed to be the outer wall, and it kind of intersects the elevators in a couple places. That's one of them. It crosses it over here a little bit. Not as badly on this side. I think my circle was off to this side a little bit. Not centered perfectly, but that's okay. Intersects this one by one block, and then over here, technically speaking, our obsidian, because we needed air gaps in the middle, our obsidian for our for the activator is also on top of the wall. Also, this gets really tight through here too, unfortunately, but it is in place. Everything works. Actually, I was thinking I might shut it off and take you underneath. Nothing fancy. The only way to get down there is spectator mode, because that's how tight. As in, this block is outside the temple. This block is actually within the bounding box. It's tight up against the edge. Also, I did replace all the blocks along the sand blocks with glass blocks. I forgot to mention that. It's kind of an important part. But yeah, it's going like crazy. Yep. That's getting full pretty quick. Let's go shut that thing off before we go lay down, just because lag issues. We have enough issues with lag. It's not as bad when I shut it off. It's when you turn it on, it really lags hard. It'd take a minute for them to finish off, and it's done. Alright, let's go take ourselves a little nappy poo. At some point, we do need to move our bed. I'm thinking about adding some more of those ships around the world, too. Like, put one over at our starting island, put one over by spawn, put one over by our spawn town for sure, and maybe over by the mining desert near the portal over there. Let's see, which map section is that? Ah, that one. I think that's got everything on it. Let's go wander over here just to be sure. Most of the time, I don't mind having view bobbing on, but I find when you're carrying a map and you're trying to use it, it makes it hard because your guy keeps shaking. Right, we got that one updated. And this one. I don't think there's anything in that section right there that needs to be updated. that's what we've got so far. And of course there will be a building over it, which I believe if I build stuff over it, it will affect the rates somewhat. Although, given the way that it's supposed to be this massive, massive thing, I'm not so sure. What the heck? That doesn't look right. That might have something to do with the ground underneath, actually, now I think about it. Because I did kind of leave the stone as it was originally. Let's go wander over there and have a look. Because I think the reason why that one's white at the bottom is because it's diorite down at the bottom. We should be able to get a peek at it. It'd be the ones over there, I believe. Have a bit of a wonder. Yep. Yep, that's what it is. There's diorite down there instead of... And I'm not sure how well it does hoppers. I don't think it actually picks up the hoppers on the map. Which would be why the white spots are as big as they are, because some things are... if I remember right, your maps don't pick up the transparent blocks. Only the solid blocks. Which is why that is a single line of gray. It'll pick up chests and solid blocks, which the furnace counts as tile entities like furnaces, chests. But it doesn't look like it picks up the other. Wait a minute. That's probably why the iron blocks don't show up. Because they're actually covered up over top. So yeah, that's what that is. That's the iron, or not iron, the diorite down at the bottom, whereas the rest of them all have stone instead. Okay, that makes sense. Anyway, that's actually kind of all I had for today. I've been busy. This is basically since the last episode, I have pretty much worked almost entirely on this project every waking moment since then on this one project. But now that that part's done, most of what's left here is primarily going to be building walls and roofs, which we'll probably do most of that off camera too, just because it's not exactly the most interesting or entertaining thing to see in the world. And I was thinking earlier about some other stuff we could build too. I'm not sure if I got it in here. Do I have? We got some. We got that, but I'm thinking about revamping spawn. Let's see. We don't have an ender yet. We've got both ocean monuments all set up and ready to go now. Village breeder, got that. Got the trading hall. There's some coordinates. There's the witch hut, which is now a farm. All that's bookstore, plus a bunch of other stuff as well. Our stone or grass blocks, which interestingly enough, I've used like maybe 2 stacks of grass for the sheep. Stone is filled back up because it was down quite a bit, but with digging that giant hole, I had to, well, I kept all the materials because that's how I roll. Sand, dirt. We've got feathers over here, which hasn't filled up a whole lot because I've not been over there much. Let's see, what else? Basic farms. Ended up with a duel, which actually works. Enchanting brewery. A map room. That's what I was going to do there at the end of the hall. I just haven't set that up yet. Along with stairs up to the top part. And it looks like I did put flower farm. I'm thinking to start with, at least for here, perhaps doing some too tall flowers. Because you can just bone meal them endlessly. Do we have any? No. No, we don't. That might be a little trickier. Let's see. Do we have any in here? Sunflowers. Yes. I think lilacs are too tall flowers, and I know rose bushes are. Peony. Which, actually, in real life, I have some of those in my backyard. Let's see, which ones would be too high? Let's grab a block of dirt and find out. Because I don't remember what all flowers are too tall and which ones aren't. But that's going to be another project for... That's sand. That's not going to do us any good. Alright. Let us go place down our dirt and see what flowers are too tall and which ones aren't. After I send the rest of my dirt back. Let's see real quick. I know sunflowers are. I don't believe that is. I know that should be lilacs. Blue orchids are 1 tall, if I remember right. Yeah, that's a 2 tall. Alright. A rose bush, which is also a 2 tall. Specifically, you want the 2 tall flowers because the 2 tall flowers you can bone meal and get more. How about lilac? Ah, lilac is a 2 tall. And I don't actually... let's see if we can find our little... There it is. I can make magenta, light gray. Light gray? Oh! Oxide Daisy gives you light gray dye. That's magenta dye. And obviously red and yellow, which then you can get some other colors from. The main color I'm concerned about, honestly, is blue, which you need to go mining for. Let's see, put that there, that there, R, and the R. But we'll be able to grow those 3 for sure. And I think there's 1 other or 2 tall flower that I don't have. But I don't actually remember. Are alliums 2 tall flowers? Whatever, not important. Anyway, I think I've rambled enough. I do hope you enjoyed the video and look at my really, really simple, I mean, as in, basically the way it's designed, if you're building a farm like this, you've probably got an iron farm, and so it shouldn't be that big of a deal to come up with the materials. Really basic, giant scale guardian farm, my attempt at my own design. I do hope you liked it. It's nothing fancy at all. Literally, this is the entire farm. You could probably build from looking at it like this. Actually, there is the one part though. Down at the bottom, that is solid hoppers. I've got like 10 rows of hoppers going into each item elevator, and it splits down the middle. So half of them go to this side, half of them go to that side, just so that none of the items get stuck, as would happen if I funneled them all to one point. Other than that, I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, do be sure to hit that like button. And if you really enjoyed it, you can click on the little picture of my Minecraft guy's face on the screen to subscribe. And you can also check out some of the other videos of mine on screen as well. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.